Hello, folks. It's me. It must be Monday. I'm back again. I am back from the Massachusetts Ren Fair, and I know I've talked a couple of times in the past month or so about following where your writing leads you. And so I need to talk about what happened at Ren Fair tonight. I apologize. I'm up in my bedroom. Don't look at my pillows. I'm not really on my bed. No, you're not seeing my bedroom. Anyway, so this weekend, I was one of the reenactors at the Massachusetts Ren Fair. And so we had thousands of people, literally thousands of people, walk through our encampment. And a good number of those people stopped. And they stopped to ask questions. And some of the questions were really simple. What did people eat back then? What are you cooking? That kind of stuff. And it was kind of quick interaction. But we had like literally hundreds of people who asked involved questions and who really wanted to know what it is that we do and why we do it and how we do it. And I got asked a lot for recipes for the things that we were cooking. So just to give you kind of a an overview of what we made, we had the first weekend we had two chickens stuffed with apples, figs, and a variety of other root vegetables, which was so incredible I can't even. We had fresh baked bread with spelt and regular flour. We had sausages, which we just cooked over the fire. We had vegetable pottage. We had meat pottage. We had beef pottage. The second weekend, I made a lot of vegetable dishes because we had a couple of vegetarians and vegans with us, and then actually picked some more up at the fair. It turned out that some of the vendors were vegan and vegetarian and had dietary things. And so because we stuck to plant-based meals, we were actually able to feed a lot of people. And for the first time in forever, we had no food left over. I actually went around to all the vendors after. I was like, so, like 2 o'clock, we're going to put all the food out. If you guys don't eat it, I'm going to throw it away. We're not taking home food because we have to put stuff into the coolers to transport it. So please come and eat our food. And they did in droves. It was great. I think I threw away 2 pieces of French toast that had sat out all day, um, some pickles that had been on a plate for the whole day, and the ends of a couple of pieces of bread. Everything else was devoured, and we were lucky enough to have somebody bring rabbits and goat for us. So Mistress Leary made us the most amazing thumper chili. That was on Friday night, not for the patrons, but just for us, um, which was well received. And then um, we had a rabbit stew on Sunday that was to die for. The flavor, oh my lord, it was so good. And I had baked more bread. I made onion garlic loaves of a good dense brown spelt bread. We had a cinnamon raisin bread, which was what got turned into the most delicious French toast ever. We had a carrot and ginger soup that kind of had a Middle Eastern flair to it, which was really incredible. And then I also made a vegetable pottage, which was split peas and lentils with leeks, carrots, turnips. Somebody brought us kohlrabi. I think they've kind of gotten hooked on the fact that we will cook anything they bring us. And so they started bringing us challenging things. But what this leads me to is not so much a thing about Ren Fair, but about writing. So I've been working on, kind of in the background, my reenactors cookbook for about a year now, maybe a year and a half. And I think I really need to get on that, possibly even to the point where I have to put off the third Alex book because we kept getting asked people asking us, please, can you sell us the book of your recipes? I'm like, I have to finish writing it first. I haven't done that. So if your inspiration and your ability to write and your market all coincide, it's a wonderful thing to be able to actually embrace that and follow through. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the next couple of months working very hard on getting the Reenactors Cookbook out there so that it can be brought out to everybody in the field because it sounds like everybody wants to see it, read it, and eat it. So it will contain, I've gotten a good section of it written already, and so it has history of the food and where I'm getting the recipes from, and if I didn't redact them, which is mostly the case, where I got the redacted versions from, how we know they were eaten at the time, and how to kind of make up your own recipes, which are plausibly period by using the modern equivalents, because there just are some things that we don't eat today. For instance, there's a few recipes that are in some of the Harleians, which is a recipe book from the 1400s, that use a particular type of gourd that was available in England 400 years ago. It's not available now. It's not an option. And so historians have kind of looked at it, and food archaeologists have said, well, zucchini can be yellow zucchini or green zucchini, kind of makes a fairly good substitution flavor and texture wise. So that's what we use. And just explaining some of the substitutions and why we do that. And on top of all that, I'm also going into a little bit of how to make it edible, because it's a lot of fun to make completely period recipes, but they taste weird to the modern palate because we're not used to it. They were not cooking for flavor, they were cooking for something called humors. And you had to balance your humors, which meant that you had really, to us, bizarre combinations of spices, savory and sweet, all kind of mashed in together. And if people aren't going to eat the food, there's no point in making it. It's fine to write about it, but I don't want to spend time spending a lot of money and time and effort making something that I'm just going to throw away. That isn't pleasing to me. I want to put out recipes that you're all eager to try, that you get the book and, clap your hands in glee and run to the kitchen because everything is made with the staples that you have at home. So that's where I'm at. And I'm hoping you guys will be on board with that. And I'm hoping to put out a few videos that are more medieval in nature, because I think it'll be fun and exciting and a blast. There may or may not, depending on how well I get my act together. There might be a video that comes live from the Fitchburg Forgin, which is a blacksmith and Renaissance festival that's one day. I think it's September 28th, but I will post information closer to the event. I will be there doing reenacting, but I will also be talking to people about the book and where it's going, and maybe test driving some of the recipes that will be going into the book. So wish me luck. And, it's free to come to the Fitchburg Forge-In. There's no gate fee. You can come in, wander around, and visit with us. So if you feel like coming down and shaking hands and hanging out, it's a pretty neat thing. There's modern blacksmiths as well as medieval ones, and it's absolutely amazing. We take over a whole park, and there's clanging hammers everywhere, and the smell is phenomenal. And I think we have jousters and everything this year. So yay. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I have a ton of laundry to do and cooking and dishes, and it must be Monday after a fair. Love you guys, and I will see you sometime probably next Monday. All right. Bye.